tip for the day. I suggest, if all possible, I suggest that don't go it alone. Scammers, they've done their homework, and you find a lot of them are quite professional at what they do, and they normally don't target someone unless they're absolutely sure that they think they're going to get away with it. So and unfortunately it is very, very possible to get away with it when your privacy is gone. So I suggest, if at all possible, don't carry the burden on your own. Tell somebody that you trust, and just basically leave, a trail of evidence. So, and unfortunately, it is very, very possible to get away with it when your privacy is gone. So I suggest, if at all possible, don't carry the burden on your own. Tell somebody that you trust, and just basically leave, a trail of evidence. What laws protects you from these unwarranted activities? Now, why I've used the word unwarranted, it's because it's unlawful. You haven't consented to it. And basically these people are in your personal space, which is your territory. And so it becomes unwarranted and illegal because you haven't consented to something that's making you feel uncomfortable, or you just know it's not right, or you don't want to be a part of, but it is happening. So it does become unwarranted. Things like, for example, criminal harassment. For example, this is common nowadays anywhere in your home, going to work, going to public. So that's what you'd call unwarranted activities by other people, where you feel suspicious that you're being stalked. Well, that's the old word for it, but it's actually called, in the legislation in my country, it's called criminal harassment. So the laws that protects you is actually falls all in the criminal jurisdiction. It's not civil, it's actually criminal. So you need to do your homework. Everything is online now, and so you need to, the best way to learn is to do your own research, and follow through and just teach yourself what you need to do. If you're unsure, do your homework, try and find out somebody who will be able to help you and explain to you what certain things mean. So if, even if you're a parent, that's something you need to be teaching your children, because all these behaviors nowadays, unfortunately, in the real world, adults are doing it. The behavior that children do in school, when they're bullying each other, that's a different story, because they're children, and that's acceptable because they're underage, and you expect that from children because they're not, they need to be taught. They only just change their behavior as they grow up and learn that it is actually wrong. But as an individual, you have that right to walk the street without being stalked or feeling uncomfortable or feeling unsafe. So all these, what I've just talked about, all these activities, it's called unwarranted activities. I've already explained why, But if you can come up with supporting evidence, then it can become an issue for the police, where they can actually activate a search warrant, and that's when the law is supposed to intervene. But you need supportive evidence, so you've got to make sure also that you're not wasting their time, because if they do follow through and then you've wasted their time, I know, I have known that, you know, people can get charged for wasting police time playing crying wolf. But you know, these kind of things, you know, the things that you need to be aware of that is actually happening and building up. But they are things that you are suspicious of, and that is actually happening in your personal space, and it's making you feel uncomfortable and unsafe, and you want it to stop. Just in regards to the posts that I've been posting but consistently and randomly over my Facebook page, they're more taken out of my own experience, personal experience as far as human trafficking is concerned, and also relating my experiences to the laws that does protect us as an individual, or as, you know, protects our family, or protects our assets, or protects our businesses. So basically, a lot of those posts that I've put on my post, and I've created it just to sort of like help out, you know, for those who don't have an understanding as far as the laws that protects us as an individual. But they've actually been taken out of the legislation that are on the actual websites for everyone, that is for everyone on, you know, who are able to have access online and you know, and is able to obtain that information from the website of our, you know, the agency or the government agencies in the country that you're at. So yeah, just thought I'd just talk a little bit about my posts. It's, you know, they're more like out there just to give people a bit of understanding where I'm coming from, and explaining what human trafficking by force is. Because majority of the time people don't know that they are being human trafficked by force, or being micromanaged, which is a very dangerous situation to be in if you don't have a clue. So basically, the posts that I've been putting up a lot of it is definitely still from the laws that are still active, and they're still there on, you know, in the legislation, and they're still active. But from my point of view, I'm coming from a point of view of an individual, if should anything happen. So human trafficking by force, it contains more than one person, or more than two, depending how long, you know, it has been going on for the actual individual. So from my perspective, the posts I'm doing basically relates to an individual set of circumstance. What I mean by that, my in the moment, you know, when things happen within my personal space, or within my personal profile, or my personal journey. So that's the view of how you look at those posts. But in saying that, these things do take place, and they do creep up on you. And so I just sort of wanted just to relate my experience and the laws that supports me and that should protect me as an individual, and what you can do for yourself as an individual should these things happen, because they shouldn't be happening. So yeah, so hopefully I'd be able to have more videos out in regards to my court case. So I will get back to you as soon as I have some of these things put together, like, you know, a plan, which I haven't yet. But yeah, so I hope everything kind of makes sense to use, and I will keep in touch. Just keep following me on Facebook. That'll be probably my most active platform as far as keeping in touch with the public at this stage, and my YouTube channel as I work on you know, on different topics, you know, over the next few weeks.